Okay, so let's talk about getting set up. This is the first part. We're gonna go over the following. How do I even get set up? How do I run Teams in a browser? If you already know Teams, then how do I just switch tenants? And then also configuring notifications. We will give you this resource at the end. Hopefully this is enough to get you set up. But if you are experiencing any technical issues actually getting into Teams, you can still email us. We're here to help you. It's support@nursehack4health.org. I think after going through this, you'll be all set, but we are here to help you if you still need some more hands-on assistance. So let's go into actually downloading Teams. So I'm going to switch back and forth here between my browser for the actual demo and my slides here. So actually downloading Microsoft Teams. You do not have to memorize this link at all, but this is where you're going to go if you have never seen Teams before and you don't already have Teams within your organization. You're just going to come to this link. It's in the email. Click download for desktop, and you'll be able to download the Teams client right there. So the other piece is, and you will see today, my entire demonstration is actually in a browser, in a web browser. So it's not the thick client that I use on my desktop every day. I'll show you this. I'm just going over to my Teams browser version, and this is actually where you can find it. So you can do it on your desktop client. You can do it in the browser. Teams is this really consistent experience no matter what device you're using or what browser you're using. So you have different options there. Now, you might already have Teams. And if you already have Teams within your organization, then what you need to be able to do is switch to the different tenant that actually hosts the NurseHack4Health, and that's called the DevUp tenant. So I'm going to show you where to do that. If you're already within your Teams environment, you're going to come over here by your name. Mine's Sam Brown, that's why it says SB up here. And you'll see this says DevUp. Now, if I click that drop down, then it's going to show you all of the different tenants that I'm a part of. Usually, I'm in my Microsoft tenant. So usually, if you use Teams, you'll be in a completely different tenant. It won't say DevUp. But once you go through the registration process and you do become an authorized guest within the DevUp tenant, you'll be able to click this drop down right here and just click on DevUp. It will take you to this tenant. And because you've already gone through the authorization process, it will be super smooth for you. So those are the three options, right? Either you've never had Teams before and you need to actually download it. You can actually join in your browser if you want. If you already have Teams, no matter if you're in your browser version or your desktop version, you just click here and go to the actual DevUp tenant. One thing I wanted to go over quickly is notifications. Now, some people want to be notified constantly, whether it's that they got a chat or they want some notifications like every hour on some activity that's going on in the team. I mean, this is going to be 3 days of intense work for everyone, and we want to make sure that you're notified about things that you want, but not necessarily the things that you don't want to hear about. So if you go up to your name on the top right-hand corner and you actually just go down to settings, you can come over here to notifications. And in notifications, you can specify how often do you want an email sent to you on missed activity? Do you want an actual sound to play every time you have a notification? Some people want that, some people don't. You can edit notifications when it comes to chat in particular, whether if you're at mentioned or if there's a reply to something that you said, if there's a reaction and a like. I mean, it's really customizable. So again, I'm going to do it one more time. You just come up here, you go to settings, you go to notifications, and all of that can be customized here. We want to make sure you have a great experience and you don't have an abundance of notifications where you don't want them. So with that, we went over downloading Teams, how to run it in a browser, how to actually go through and choose a different tenant if you're already using it, and then how to configure notifications. Now, again, one thing we want to note, let me go back here, is that if you're still having technical issues, please don't hesitate. We're here for you at support@nursehack4health.org. Now, once you actually get into the DevUp tenant and you're collaborating with your team, which will get you there, then there's a different channel where you can actually reach out for technical support. But getting help to actually get into Teams, reach out to that email address.